Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, I salute you. This is Mwaka Lotokomoi of African Heart Diaspora Analysis. Today, I have African folklore about the fox and the dog. These are relatives, they are friends. The fox and the dog used to live together in the jungle. One day, the man went to the jungle to hunt. Fortunately, he got the dog. When he got the dog, he brought the dog home. And when he brought the dog home, each time he's killing a cow, the dog cries bitterly. No wonder the dog was not crying because of pain. It wanted the meat, but the man ended up giving the bones. But that was good enough for the cow. For the dog. Now, I was talking about the fox and the dog. Now, the dog would eat bones, take water or water. In America, we say water. This one is water or water back home. Now, the dog would eat, take milk, do everything. The dog went to the brother. The story is why the fox has never come back home, yet the dog is home and domesticated. It's a pet. Here in America, they keep dogs like children. You can't beat a dog. You can only beat to teach it to understand, to be disciplined, because it is domesticated. But in Africa, a dog is kept in the dark sometimes to be brave for hunting. Because when you pick a brave dog and take it and because it's one dog and takes it to the jungle to hunt, it can do a very good work. Now, when the dog went to the jungle and met the cousin or the friend, the fox, he told the fox every good story about how he lives in the home, how they keep him well, how he drinks, how he eats bones. Now, the fox said, all this sounds so good. I will follow you up to near the home. I'll jump up the ant hill and wait for you and see how good you are treated. Guess what happened? The first day the fox stood and saw how well the dog was treated. It almost jumped the hill and ran to join the dog home. But the fox said, let me come the next day. Now, the next day came. That was a Friday. Now, the dog again called a friend or the cousin, the fox, to come home and see what's happening to him. How nice it is to leave home. He told the brother, leave the jungle because you end up being hungry and look for food everywhere. Sometimes you get dead wild animals like squirrels, chicken and so on. Those dead, you eat them. Now, on the second day, the fox came, stood. The third day, he came, stood. But something happened. Even after taking milk and eating bones, the dog went to an old woman's grinding stone. You know, in Africa, they grind millet, they grind sesame originats on the grinding stone, not on machines. Now, the dog moved and he licked the surface of the grinding stone because it smells so good. And the leftover of sesame or the same paste is there. When the old woman came and got the dog licking the grinding stone, the old woman, you know, she was about 90, moving with that stick. She used the stick as a weapon. She got the stick and hit the dog at the back. The dog cried bitterly and took off, making a lot of noise. I'm not sure of how the dog makes noise, but that's similar to what happened because the pain was too much. Now, the fox said, so this is what happens to the dog. I will never go home. Never. I'll never. That's why the fox still lives in the bush to death. The moral of the story is good for Uganda. The moral of the story is be good to those at home. Be good to those down when they're climbing up, because on your way down, you'll meet them. Again, if you mistreat people home, those outside in the diaspora, those outside in exile will never come back home. And yet, they are supposed to be great resources. It is intellectual destruction. We are destroying our intellectuals because we are sending them out to Europe, to the West. Again, our country is seated on time bomb. People complained a lot of rigged elections, of torture. I'm a victim of torture. I'm learning to speak. My speech therapist told me I should always talk. That's why I've decided to open this YouTube channel to talk and tell the African stories. Look, if Africa is to unite and become United States of Africa, we need to change our governance system. We have to become humane enough. We have to show example that we believe in the rule of law. We should not make the law punish the people. Look in Uganda today. I joined more than 10 WhatsApp groups last year, but 2 years ago, people would participate. But I spent over 2 weeks without a single argument. When I post anything, some people told me, I asked the administrators of the forums. They told me in Uganda, there's a law on internet. It discriminates, it bans. It says there are some topics which can cause violence, which can cause hate speeches, and therefore they fear commenting on anything. They just watch. The Director of Information in the government, Ofono Opondo, in his last talk in Frontline NBS, he said the disquiet in the country, the MK movement must realize the disquiet. People are quiet. People are annoyed. People are pained. Look, for me, I was the national spokesman of Democratic Party. Unfortunately, I was tortured when we organized a national demonstration with other opposition against high cost of living after a highly commercialized election. People were suffering. Unfortunately, I was beaten so bad, like a chicken thief, by police. They had my back and broke my hands. This is what happened in most African countries. Yet we are talking about unity. Now, when I was tortured and the back, little did I know it affected my spine so bad that it caused neurological disease that affects my speech and balance. Right now, I had a lot of surgery. I move with a stick, a cane. I'm crippled. I need help while walking. I look good while sitting, but when I start walking, I walk, I shake. I can't carry a glass of water for 5 meters. My hand shakes. Therefore, I move and talk like a drunkard. Many who call me ask, are you drunk? I say no, because the spinal cord affected my nerves, which cause problem. The doctors are working so hard. In February, I fell so bad and cracked my left ankle or tibia. I had a surgery. The bones were out. Thank God the doctor said it's healing. and it has almost healed completely. I live in pain, tears. I have headache every day. I have to get injection for the neck to reduce the headache, but I take Tylenol every day. This Tylenol for headache. This is the problem of most Ugandans out here, but there are many who died. Now, the president has been there for 37 years, and some people are happy. But again, the biggest challenge is he has been one of the best presidents in Uganda because we have had bloodshed every time and robbery. But you can move from Kampala to Gulu without robbery. But it's only that corruption has arrested development. Therefore, it's important that we go national dialogue. Like Honorable Norbert Mao, Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs. It's important that we go into a national conversation so that we are able to come with a governance system, devolve power of the state, make term limits back so that we have a better future, so that there's freedom in the country. Not everybody would be as President Museveni, who has been calm, even talks to opposition. That's why the opposition has always gone for election they call scam, fake, sham, just because they want to survive. But Ugandans are quiet, hungry, and angry. Something must be done. It's terrible to be in pain. I know. I actually have issues. 20 years of war. Baganda, 5 years of war. Kasese, the Bakonzo every day. The Lao had massacres. Lao and actually were in the epicenter of the war. Everybody in Uganda has got pain. Ethnicity is too much. I've seen many YouTubers, opposition talking bitterly about government. There's one who wrote to me, said, too much human rights abuse, too much people are scared in Uganda. People live in fear. This must end. The president holds the key to make peace and make Uganda better. Because we are on the highway to prosperity. So today, this is my brief statement. Let's stop the hypocrisy. Let's stop crying. Let's get to a solution. The best solution is dialogue. There are two things: dialogue or war, revolution. Where will you start? Where will you start? Or you'll be going for election every year to have big stomach, rich, and you pay your children to best schools. You have young people incarcerated in jail, dying for you in elections, which yields no fruit. Let's stop deceiving Ugandans. Let's stop abusing Ugandans. Let's stop the corruption. Let's stop the too much appetite for power. Let's unite Uganda like the national anthem tells us. For God and my country, I love you all. Thank you.